Hey everyone, Mr. Sujano here. In this video, we're talking about PlayStation 2, Nintendo Switch, and a whole bunch more. Let's get started. Alright, to kick things off, we're talking about PlayStation 2 emulation on Android with NetherSX2. For those who may not be aware, NetherSX2 is a patch of AetherSX2. This patch makes the emulator compatible with emulation front ends and also removes ads. Now, if you're curious about NetherSX2 and the entire patching process, I'll drop a link to a very helpful video in the description below and feel free to check it out. And interestingly enough, some patched APKs have also been floating around online. Anyways, NetherSX2 has kind of taken on a life of its own. There's now a patch for a patch, if that makes any sense. There's a patch now for NetherSX2 that takes this emulator to the next level. It removes the unnecessary ad services bloat left in the APK. It fixes the retro achievements notifications, and it updates the game DB, which automatically applies game fixes and can increase performance of certain games. It updates controller support and the widescreen and no interlace patches. And it also re-signs the APK using the original key store used by AetherSX2. Which removes the Play Protect warning. At the time of filming, NetherSX2 Patch Plus Builder version 1.2 is the latest update, and there's a number of different files here. NetherSX2 Builder, which can be used to generate a copy of NetherSX2. NetherSX2X Delta, which can be used in the patcher. And NetherSX2 Patch, which is the patch for NetherSX2. Moving on, and we're still talking about emulation on Android, but switching over to the Nintendo Switch and talking about Yuzu, and Yuzu just got a brand new update. Interestingly here, the paid testing early access version of Yuzu and the free mainline version of Yuzu both got the exact same update. It includes the latest changes from Upstream Yuzu, which is the PC version. And this includes support for compressed and sparse games, so more game types should load a little bit better in this app. And that includes stuff like Splatoon 3, Bayonetta, and more. There's been UI changes, graphical fixes for Bayonetta 3 and Red Dead Redemption, and even more. And speaking about Upstream PC, the Upstream PC version of Yuzu also got a brand new update, mainline versions 1537 and 1538. This fixes Super Mario 3D All-Stars updates that were not being applied correctly. And it fixes Super Smash Bros. Ultimate Skyline Acropolis modding support. Not fully, but mostly. So asset replacement mods like character skins, images, music, and movesets all work. Mechanic mods like Chaos and Skyline plugins like the Super Speed mod work. However, stuff like the Tesla menu does not work. Next up, if you're a wrestling fan, there's a brand new wrestling game in development called UPW, which stands for Subscribe to Mr. Sujano, or Ultra Pro Wrestling. And this one will have some cameos of real wrestlers. It looks like Ultra Pro Wrestling is headed to PC, Nintendo Switch, PlayStation, and Xbox. Truth be told, I'm not really a big wrestling fan, but if you are, let me know in the comments below, and if you're interested in this game, let me know in the comments below. Next up, we're talking about Diablo 4, and Diablo 4 just got a pretty big patch that fixes over 40 different bugs. It's patch version 1.1.3. Some of the updates here include Chilling Wind will spawn overlapping walls less often and increase the cooldown of the Cold Goatman ice pillars. The Death Explosion from fire enchanted monsters releases one less wave and deals 20% less damage. They fixed NPCs from riding invisible horses and even more. If you wanted to check out the entire changelog, I'll drop a link in the description below. Next up, we're talking about Saints Row on Steam, because if you didn't know it was on Steam, it absolutely is. The official release date here is August 24th. Unfortunately, the reviews on this one have been mixed, and not really a whole lot of them, only 547 at the time of filming. So right now there's a pretty hefty discount for the game even though it just released, 67% off, and if I take a look at the reviews, the top one is deeply concerning. I buy the Platinum Edition, I get all the DLC, and a day later Deep Silver decides to take back a large majority of the DLC skins and make them only attainable by individual purchase. I'm not entirely sure on the exact process of what happened here, but this review to me is concerning. Anyways, if this one was on your radar on Epic Game Store, it's now also available on Steam. Let me know your thoughts about Saints Row in the comments below. And last up here, we're quickly talking about Android. And if you're running Android 12, at least Android 12, you might be excited to know that Android Runtime got a pretty big update. This means that apps might launch about 30% faster, or at least up to 30% faster. These updates are currently in the process of being rolled out and should be hitting phones within the next few months. But anyways, that is all I've got for you in this one. Straight to the point, all stuff and no fluff. We talked about a bunch today. We talked about a bunch this morning. Let me know your thoughts about absolutely any of it in the comments below. If you like this video, leave a like. If you didn't like this video, leave a like. Hit that subscribe button, check out my other videos. Don't tempt fate, save your state.